What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. Knicks fans. I don't know which. Don't take this the wrong way, Knicks fans. So I know I got some Knicks fans in the midst somewhere in my subscribers base. I thought this in the beginning of the season, and I'm still thinking this now. I don't think the Knicks are a championship team. I'm sorry. They're just not. They're too inconsistent. They're way too inconsistent. Yeah, they came back and beat Houston, which I also think are inconsistent in their own selves. But yeah, they came back and beat Houston on Saturday night, being down by like 20 points or something like that, right? But they're just too inconsistent. They come out last night and play the Cleveland Cavaliers, who also have been inconsistent this season, their own selves. But the Cavaliers pretty much were on a 7 or 8 game winning streak before they played the Thunder on Sunday, and I would say got tossed to the side like a rag doll, but they lost. They got beat by the Thunder, who did not have Jalen Williams nor the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But it came back on Tuesday night and put a whooping up on the New York Knicks, who I think pretty much have everyone they need to win. I just don't think they're ready to be a finals team. Last year kind of showed me that, because I thought last year, well, maybe they had an ounce of hope last year to get there, but all of a sudden Indiana came and took that away from them. Like it was nothing. I thought maybe they got over the hump by beating someone like Boston, but then again, you got to look at what was going on with Boston. But then again, they was already leading that series when Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, so they probably would have won that series with or without him. But it's just been a utter cluster, you know what, with the Knicks. Yes, they got themselves back into being a relevant team in the NBA. Probably not anywhere close to the 90s Knicks. That 90s Knicks team, despite them never winning championship, they did get themselves to the NBA Finals multiple times in the 90s. They just couldn't win the big game. Couldn't win the games necessary. There was always something going on with them. I think the 99 season, there was no, when they lost to the Spurs in 5, there was no Patrick Ewing. I think he was hurt. But despite that, they got themselves there with Jeff Van Gundy and one time with Pat Riley. This team, on the other hand, there's a mentality dip in between generations. Between the players who are around my dad's age now, in their 60s or older than that. And there's a big drop from probably baby boomers, maybe even Gen X, down to millennials and Gen Z. There's a lack of focus. Sometimes Knicks have lack of focus on defense. I think they rely too much on Jalen Brunson, who's only 6'1", 6'2". That's your best player, 6'1", 6'2", which I think he also forces a lot of things to make things go for that team. And I think they put in too much pressure on him to get it done. Because outside him, yeah, you got Karl-Anthony Towns, but Karl-Anthony Towns has never been a world beater at all. And a packed team with smaller, but role players. Like recently, they got old boy from New Orleans who sneaks up behind people and steals the ball. They got Mikal Bridges. They got Josh Hart, who likes to hustle and get the hustle points. OJ Anunoby, who could play defense, but there is something missing from that team. Because I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns can get it done. Marcus Robinson is Mitchell Robinson, not Marcus Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is a liability on the court, because they play Hacker Mitchell now, or Hacker Robinson, whatever you want to call it, to get him off the court. And he's not really an offensive threat like that. rebounding threat, defensive threat, but not an offensive threat. Both the Cleveland Cavaliers and New York need somebody more dynamic than what they got. And I guess if James Harden had the mentality to win and not choke, maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers, and also, let's not forget this, if James Harden was probably, let's see, 5 or 6 years younger, then yeah, I think James Harden's biggest downfalls to his career, and it might seem weird, I think his biggest weakness is it's not really all that athletic. He's never been known as being a freak athlete. I don't even think he's on the level of being an athlete of Kobe Bryant. And I think Kobe Bryant is probably steps down of athleticism from Jordan. And probably others like Clyde Drexler in his younger years. But it's just something missing from both of these teams that I don't think can be added to the team, because I don't think there's anybody like that. It's almost like they need somebody like the players of the past, like a Kobe Bryant and Jordan, to get them over the hump, because I just don't think some of these guys can do it. Maybe they can. I could be wrong. But I don't think it's going to be the Knicks and Cleveland winning anything this year. If anything, it'll be Boston or maybe Detroit sneaks themselves in there. Maybe the Knicks might seek themselves in there, but I don't think they're going to last long against anybody coming out of the West. Either it be the Spurs or Thunder. And people say, oh, they just won the NBA Cup. That NBA Cup don't mean nothing, because the Bucks won the NBA Cup last year. Look what happened to them. So the only teams I really see coming out of the East is Boston, and maybe it might be the Knicks, but I don't think the Knicks are going to last long. I think they're going to get exposed and shut down. Now, I think Boston is going to survive a little bit more. They play the Spurs or the OKC Thunder due to their experience being, well, some of them, well, one of them being in the finals twice already, and long, substantial playoff runs, Jaylen Brown. But I don't think it's going to happen for the Knicks. And some part of me is saying, and I know it's stupid to say it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Before I even get to what I'm about to say with that one, maybe Detroit, but I think Detroit will be a quick out for the Thunder too as well, because they just ain't ready yet. Yeah, they made the number 1 seed, but they just ain't ready yet. Not the Thunder. The Detroit Pistons remind me of the Bucks a couple years ago in the 2018-2019 season. They was the number 1 seed their own selves. Brand new stadium and all this stuff. Rising star, and honest. 60-22 that season. But they couldn't get past the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi. Anything that Kawhi Leonard has done so far in his career after leaving San Antonio, I don't trust. Sorry, Kawhi Leonard fans. But despite what's going on with Kawhi, they still managed to win. Right? So, there's that. But the Knicks, I don't know. Mike Brown, he's a good regular season coach, but can he lead a team to the finals? That is yet to be seen yet. That's a yet to be yet twice. But that has yet to be seen. I don't know. I just don't know. As I'm sitting here watching these Milwaukee Bucks rejects and the Portland Trailblazers just sit on the bench next to each other. But I don't know, man. I don't know about the Knicks. I'm sorry, Knicks fans. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon unless people just get hurt along the way in the playoffs. Maybe it has to be a Celtics type run for them, but everybody is hurt along the way. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, Knicks get there. You know what? Beat by the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Tell me what you guys think. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention this because I said I was gonna mention, but I didn't mention it. The other team, I say that can probably challenge in the East, but they have to get their act together real fast and quick and had to get a certain person back into the lineup for anything to happen, this may be a pipe dream. But if they get to the play-in and get an 8 seed or even let's just say the 8 seed. I don't know about the 7 seed. I don't know about the 7 seed. Let's say they get the 8 seed. If the Milwaukee Bucks get to the 8 seed and Detroit's still the number 1 seed, I said this plenty of times before. I think they can give the Pistons problems and even beat the Pistons in the series. But I don't know what happens after that. They will have to go on a Miami Heat-like run. But Wisconsin teams are known for, well, there's only been one team in Wisconsin that won a ring as the lowest seed, and that was the Green Bay Packers in 2010. And that's rare for most teams to win with a low seed like that. It's only happened a couple of times in all pro sports. Like I said, the Packers being one, the New York Giants both times being one, the Houston Rockets being one as well. But we shall see what happens. But now, tell me what you guys think.